Hi, I'm honored to be here today to give you my version of what occurred to me on October 17th, 1996. I was coming home from work as I would normally be, and I got off of my normal exit, and as I came down the exit ramp, I felt like the life force was being choked out of me. I felt like I was being strangled in a really big way. I had been working as a salesperson, and I was always in a vehicle, so I felt very comfortable driving. And I continued to drive because that was my nature, to drive. And the further I drove, the more I realized that I wasn't going to be able to control the vehicle. I hit a point where I didn't want to face whatever that was that I was going to crash into, because I knew I was going to crash. So I turned my head the other way and then realized that I was no longer in my physical body. I saw light above me and all around me, tremendously vibrant white light. And as much as I saw, I realized that I was in the presence of God. And it was overwhelming for me. I knew that I had died. I was in a totally different mindset and not at all in the body. With all the white around me, it was very euphoric. I truly felt that I was in heaven. I asked God, am I in heaven? And found out that I wasn't going to be going to heaven, that I had more work to do on earth, and that I would need to come back to earth to continue to do what I had been doing, which was assisting other people in healing work. And then I was sent more back, and as I was sent back, I looked down and saw my physical body on the operating table. I then realized I had no physical body because I was still in an energy form. The next thing I knew, I was back in my physical body, and I had tremendous pain. And the pain actually felt good because it was something that I could relate to, whereas being out of my body was something that I couldn't really relate to at all. I found out afterwards that I had had a blood clot that caused a heart attack, and the heart attack then caused me to pass out, which caused a car crash. And I took a left turn at 45 miles an hour and drove over another car. I flipped my van over. An off-duty nurse had heard the crash and came running over, and a 14-year-old boy was walking by, and she screamed to the boy, "Kick that window in." The kid kicked the window in, the nurse reached in and shoved me, and that started my heart beating again erratically. The paramedics then came. They cut me out of the van with the jaws of life. They shocked me with a defibrillator machine 6 to 7 times, and they put me in a helicopter, and they airlifted me by helicopter to a local hospital in Boston called Mass General Hospital. I was in a coma for 9 days. I had no blood or oxygen when this occurred for 9.5 minutes. Usually after 3 minutes you have brain damage. I later found out that I was a national case study because at the time the procedure was you never shock anyone more than 3 times. And I came back on the 6th to 7th. And that had never happened before. And later they changed the life-saving procedure and how they use defibrillator machines across the United States. I want everybody to know that there is no fear anymore. The worst thing that'll happen is I'll die, and I've already done that. So rest assured that when your time comes, that you'll be well taken care of. And hopefully the concerns that you now have will be very well taken care of, because truly it's a wonderful experience and I wouldn't trade it for anything. I might add that a lot of experiences have been doing certain things that are for purpose. So if you bump into someone and they tell you they've had a near-death experience, maybe there's something that you might listen to that might give you more insight into your own life, because we're all reflections of each other, and some of us experiences have some real vivid reflections that are very valuable to incorporate in how you might see not only yourself but mankind. We're all here to learn and to grow, and what better way to learn and to grow than by looking at your own self and trying to get further into more of who you truly are. And that's one of the things that definitely happens to anyone that's had a near-death experience. You become much more acquainted to the depths of who you are and how you need to operate in order to come to some real big growth. And unfortunately or fortunately, growth comes a whole lot more in uncomfortableness than it does in comfort. It's been a lot of years since that's occurred for me. Today, I'm very, very happy to be able to say that I feel really good. My outlook is wonderful, and I'm really honored to be back on earth to serve all others. And if you see my smile, you can have it too. So why don't you put it on? It doesn't cost anything. And with that, I'll say it's been a pleasure.